Political liberalism. Rawls' later work focused on the question of stability. Could a society ordered by the two principles of justice endure? His answer to this question is contained in a collection of lectures titled Political Liberalism. In these lectures, Rawls introduced the idea of an overlapping consensus or agreement on justice as fairness between citizens who hold different religious and philosophical views, or conceptions of the good. Political liberalism also introduced the idea of public reason, the common reason of all citizens. In political liberalism, Rawls addressed the most common criticism leveled at a theory of justice, the criticism that the principles of justice were simply an alternative systematic conception of justice that was not superior to utilitarianism or any other comprehensive theory. Critics viewed justice as fairness, as simply another reasonable, comprehensive doctrine that was incompatible with other reasonable doctrines. In their view, it failed to distinguish between a comprehensive moral theory which addressed the problem of justice and a political conception of justice that was independent of any comprehensive theory. In political liberalism, Rawls introduces the political conception of justice that people with conflicting, but reasonable, metaphysical and/or religious views would accept to regulate the basic structure of society. What distinguishes Rawls' account from previous conceptions of liberalism is that it seeks to arrive at a consensus without appealing to any one metaphysical source. Hence the idea of political liberalism, contrary to John Locke or John Stuart Mill, who promote a more robust cultural and metaphysical liberal philosophy. Rawls' account is an attempt to secure the possibility of a liberal consensus regardless of the deep, religious or metaphysical values that the parties endorse, so long as these remain open to compromise, i.e., are reasonable. The ideal result is therefore conceived as an overlapping consensus, because different and often conflicting accounts of morality, nature, etc., are intended to overlap with each other on the question of governance. Rawls also modified the principles of justice as follows, with the first principle having priority over the second, and the first half of the second having priority over the latter half. 1. Each person has an equal claim to a fully adequate scheme of basic rights and liberties, which scheme is compatible with the same scheme for all, and in this scheme the equal political liberties, and only those liberties, are to be guaranteed their fair value. 2. Social and economic inequalities are to satisfy two conditions. First, they are to be attached to positions and offices open to all under conditions of fair equality of opportunity, and second, they are to be to the greatest benefit of the least advantaged members of society. These principles are subtly modified from the principles in theory. The first principle now reads equal claim, instead of equal right, and he also places the phrase, system of basic liberties, with a fully adequate scheme of equal basic rights and liberties.